Okay, let's shock everybody with a Sunday live just to see who's on and what's going on and what part of the world you're all connecting from. A few people jumping on board, that's awesome. Thank you for joining. Wow, that was a big leap. Quite a few people just jumped on board in one shot. That is awesome. Where's everybody connecting from? Always nice to know. I am going to speak today about mastering the energy, right? So why is it so important to master this energy that is around us? England, thank you for being here, my friend. Johnny, is it? Barbados, awesome. Jill, awesome. That's good. Hi to you as well. Hearts are coming in as well. Katrina just joined. That is wonderful. USA. I see my neighbors are here. Tel Aviv, not so close to me, but welcome. That's all fantastic. That is all great. Canada, you sound like you have a Portuguese accent. No, I'm not Portuguese. Katrina, good evening from the UK, of course. Love and light to you. Always nice to be here. Poland, awesome. Yes, Johnny, guess to see you again, my friend. Awesome, Johnny. I figured that it was you. Okay, hello from Alberta. Thank you for being here. All right, before I jump on the topic here, for those of you that are new, of course, I see quite a few people jumped on board. You're always welcome to check out my page here on TikTok. And if you like what you see, you can always hit a quick follow. And at the same time, you can also hit the little bell icon. So every time I upload a video, you get notified. Okay. I do have some interesting videos, as some of you or most of you say, right? So, and having said that, right at the bottom of my page, actually, you're going to find my link tree. Okay, you can tap on that. The minute you do that, that's going to direct you to my website, of course, that I created because a lot of you were requesting mentorship. So I created that just for you. And also, you're going to find me on the other social media platforms when you click on the link tree. Okay. And having said that, for those of you that wanted me to create that Facebook group, of course, that has been created as well. Okay. It is a private group, of course, so anybody that wants to join that one, that's totally free, of course, to join. It's a Facebook group, right? But you will need to DM me. Anybody can DM me. It's been set up like that, so anybody can really DM me. I don't need to follow you, okay? So anybody that does that can actually, I'll send you the link and you can connect with a Facebook group, okay? It is a private group, so you can't really find it. All right, and for those of you that want to subscribe, this is your opportunity, of course. Anybody that does so and wishes to can have a 15-minute Zoom meeting with me, one-on-one, just to, touch base with one another. Shahira, welcome. Good evening. Love and light to all, and especially to our wise man. Shahira, you are so awesome every time you're here. And Katrina, of course, you guys are amazing. Okay, so let's get to our topic. Why is energy so very, very important? Okay, so energy is very important, not just in this reality, but in every reality. Because I've said this many times, and anybody that has been following me for a while knows this by now. Okay, so energy is what the universe and everything else, even the multiverses and everything else, is actually composed of. It's energy and consciousness, right? Now, everything around us is energy, including our body. Okay? Therefore, what's left, who you really are, thank you, real woman, is the consciousness behind it, right? Because we know by now that when you leave your body, you are not your body. So who are you? You're the awareness, you're the consciousness behind it, right? So, a funny thing is that when you project your awareness upon energy, energy actually responds to that. Okay, so you have a direct influence when you actually focus your attention on energy. Thank you, real woman. So this is huge, this is big, because what this basically means is that you can alter your reality. You can change your health. You can change your wealth. You can change anything you want to change, right? Of course, this is due to the fact that you are the awareness, right? And when you know how to properly focus this awareness upon everything which is energy, you can change this. It's plain and simple. By the way, don't take my word for it. Recent scientific studies have also conducted and have come down to the same conclusion, which we knew this, masters knew this thousands of years ago, of course, but science is slowly progressing and slowly catching up on certain things. So that's one of the things that they have finally caught on, and they understand that when you project your awareness onto energy, even if it's a camera, believe it or not, because cameras act as awareness as well when somebody is looking through that lens, right? You change the reality around you. So that's what I really want to emphasize today, and that is because let's say right here, right now, you wanted to accomplish something, for example, right? You can really do it by understanding how energy works. You can really do it by understanding how when you project your awareness onto it, how you can alter it, right? And again, like I've said many times before, we need to watch our words because they're energy. Our thoughts, they're energy. Our emotions, they are energy, right? And the only one that is watching is you, the awareness behind it, right? So when you are watching, you need to pay attention to all of those because the other ones are not conscious. The other ones are just energy. And when you are mistakenly thinking that you are that energy, for example, the thoughts or the words that you say, right? Because a lot of people mistaken that for themselves. We hear our mind talking in the background, and we don't realize that it's just thoughts. But yet we identify with those thoughts. And when we do identify with them, in most cases, chaos happens, right? And when I say chaos, I mean chaos because we literally start believing into whatever our thoughts are saying instead of just sitting back and controlling them. Okay? So, to break it down, let's see. This is also very, very important in any other universe as well. So, for those of you that had NDEs, for example, or OBEs, near-death experience or out-of-body experience, right, can relate to this because when they actually travel to a different dimension, and when I say travel, you're not really traveling, you're just shifting your awareness, okay? You're going to a different dimension. When you are actually in those dimensions, if you are not aware of how powerful you are, you might think that you are weak. You might think that, you're this little being that everything and everybody else can push around, but in reality, you're not, okay? So understanding how to use this energy to your advantage is key for every dimension and reality. All right, so having said that, you are more than welcome to leave me some comments, of course. Anybody that wishes to make some comments, it doesn't have to necessarily be on this topic. It can be on any other topic. Of course, the comments that you guys make, I always try to find my subscribers first and answer their comments because, after all, they did subscribe, right? Not that I don't love the rest of you. I love everybody here, but it's just common courtesy. So let's see. Had some comments up at the top, but let me see if you guys have any comments down here. Okay. Yeah, England, I got that. Feel free to make your comments. Romania, that's good. Of course, Poland, yep, we know that. Johnny, hello from Alberta. Hey, is it snowing out in Alberta? Because just curious, because where I'm at today, it's snowing here. I don't think it's going to last long, though, but I think the temperature is going to melt it. But just curious what it's like in Alberta these days. Finland, good evening. Thank you, my friend from Finland. Always nice to have my Scandinavian friends here as well. All right. Hello there, Rose. Thank you for being here. Always nice to have you here. Hello, Professor. I thought that was Rick saying, but I guess Rick has rubbed off on other people as well. Thank you, my friend. Clevius. I'm in a lake and I'm trying to connect with the water. That is awesome. You can be in the lake and you don't really need to make an extra effort to connect with the water. All you need to do is actually just look at it, observe it, and you will feel its energy. As a matter of fact, when you are near water, you're going to feel it even more because your body is already 3/4, if not more, made out of water, right? So the connection with water would be very, very quick. And if you just allow the connection to happen, you're going to realize that your emotional state and your vibration is going to actually come to a very steady place, because that's what water does to us. It creates a calming effect, and that's like a natural state for us. Amelia, thank you for being here. So that's a good place to be, my friend. You are on a lake. That is awesome. When I look outside my window, I got snow here today. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying, right? Which snow is water when you break it down as well. So it's all good. Okay, Harry from Ohio. It is what it always was. Yes, what it is what it always was. Everything is everything. That's right, Harry. Harry Krishna, chant and be happy. There you go. Break it down. Awesome. Thank you, my friend. Okay, well said, well said. Some comments are coming through. That's good. Thank you. You're welcome. Kel, how do you get rid of fear? Fear of loneliness. So that's a big one. A lot of people are actually afraid of fear, and they're not afraid of fear. They're afraid of being alone, actually, which creates fear. First thing you need to understand is that who you really are doesn't need anything or anyone to be complete. Okay, so once you understand this, you're never gonna be afraid to be alone again. All right. The way you do this is first you need to spend some time with yourself in a quiet place. Okay, and the reason for this is because once you do this and you start observing your thoughts, you're going to realize that this fear of being lonely is nothing else but thoughts that are in your back, in the back of your mind, just yada yada yada, right? It's not who you really are. When you connect with who you really are, you're going to find that you actually love being alone. You're going to find out that you love when you just connect with that silence and stillness. So the way to get rid of it is by being in this silence and stillness more often as you can, and just connect with yourself and let your thoughts just come and go. Great to see you again. Thank you, Dave. Love is what we all have to have. This man, very nice vibe. Thank you, Harry. I love that. Terry, cold, not snowing here. Okay, not snowing yet. That's okay. Got a powerful eyes. Thank you, Harry. Thank you. How can you protect yourself from other people's negative energy? I've been asked that many times as well. And the best way to actually do this is by simply focusing on your energy, your internal energy, which also will become your external energy, because this is what happens. We all have an energetic field around us, all right? And again, even science is picking up on this, and now they're saying we have this field extended from our bodies anywhere from 3 to 5 feet. I'm here to tell you that it extends far beyond that when you know how to do it. But the point is that when you balance your own energy within your body, that field that is surrounding you is also very well balanced. Okay, so it would kind of act as a shield around you. Okay, that's why it's imperative and very, very important to actually feel this energy from within and just let it build. And if you can connect with some positive emotion, that's even better, because emotions are energy too, right? So when you pick up the right vibe and you just let it fill up, that whole energetic uh, field around you is what would protect you. So you just go around and mind your business, and nobody else will interfere with that. It's kind of like a little bubble that protects you. Hello from Sweden. His gaze, bam. Awesome, thank you. Amelia, if you awaken in one life, will you have an awakening in your next reincarnation? 1000%. It would be very, very hard for you not to be awakened in your next reincarnation, and that's if you even choose to have another reincarnation. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it. Right? That's why it is imperative and key to awaken in one. Okay, because when you awaken in one, even when you cross over, keep in mind you have this awakening with you. Good evening from Greece. Appreciate it. So yes, you might even choose not to reincarnate, or if you do choose to reincarnate, you're going to choose to come back to help others awaken as well. Okay, beautiful question, Amelia. Like that. Thank you. Shahira, what is thought about soulmates? Okay, so soulmates is another wonderful thing, of course. We like to categorize things, right? In reality, what a soulmate would be is some soul that you have, like a soul contract from the other side, that you spend a lot of time with, or have spent a lot of times with, in other different lifetimes as well. So you kind of have, or not kind of, you do have this connection, all right? And as a connection, you've kind of bonded and you've said to one another, hey, you know what? We're going to be doing this dance in every single lifetime, and every single planet, and every single reincarnation. And when we see each other, we're going to be soulmates. We're going to know this, right? That's what a soulmate really is. Now, soulmates, again, they do come in soul groups, like we said, right? But the other souls in those soul groups don't necessarily act as a soulmate. Usually, soulmates is one other soul that you've created a very strong connection with, right? Beautiful question, Shahira. Can I see your history somewhere? Sarah, thank you for being here. How you became what you are today. Link something. All right. You want to see a history? All you need to see is what you see in the present moment. Okay? So when you connect with the present moment and you have this intuition, this guidance, okay, this is what you need to go by. All right? So let me put it to you this way. There's no past, there's no future, there's only now. Everything is tied into the now. And that is very, very important, because when you connect with the present moment, all your information that you need to know comes in that present moment. All right? That's why I don't read history books. Now you know. Okay, what is God made of? That is another beautiful question. Look around you. Look around you. What do you see? When you look around you and you connect with whatever is around you and you understand it thoroughly, then you know what God is made of. Okay. No, thank you. Nice to know that you're there. Awesome. Okay. Any of the subs have something to say before I go down to the other peeps here? Awesome. All right. I'm going to go back up. Amelia, you are wonderful. Thank you. Okay. Okay, this one. I enjoyed your messages. Stated, are we living in the past or future? You are living in the now. Okay? You are always living in the now. Your true power is in the now. Okay? I know we have this obsession with past or future, but it is all happening in the now. And when we realize this, that time is actually man-made, it is a mind-blowing experience. That's why a lot of people, when they have an ND, especially the NDs, near-death experiences, they come back changed, they come back altered, they come back with a perspective that they want to share with the rest of the world. Not so much on out-of-body experiences, but mostly on NDEs, because they've come so close to crossing over that threshold that just shook them up and realized what really, really happened. Okay? You realize when you cross over that time doesn't exist. That's the first thing that anybody would realize, is that time does not exist. So while you are crossing over, what might seem like a few seconds to you might actually been 500 years, Earth years, I'm just saying. Or what might seem as, a very long time to you on the other side could have been 5 seconds on Earth years, right? So time does not exist. You know what I mean? Concentrate on the now. A created situation in your mind. Yes, Harry, you're absolutely right. We do create situations in our mind. You are not your thoughts, 1000%. Thank you. Absolutely. Sarah, thank you for being here. Thank you for the wonderful rose. Your thoughts are of the material world. Your thoughts are a part of the material world, yes. And one of the amazing things is, again, when people cross over, they realize another extraordinary thing, right? That all of a sudden, the thoughts that they had that was bouncing around, all of a sudden they just disappear. They know that they are there, they know that they are aware, but their emotions don't matter anymore, their thoughts don't matter anymore. Whatever was puzzling them doesn't matter anymore. And the reason for this is because they've disconnected from the earthly plane. So you are right, Harry. Your thoughts are from this so-called material world. Okay. Hi there, Johnny. I might stay beyond the veil and wait to become a guide. You can choose to do whatever it is that you want to do. And who's to say that you're not a guide already, Johnny? Keyword, you're using the word become. I would drop that word altogether. Because when you're using the word become, it means that you are not there already. And what was I just saying? I was just saying that time doesn't exist, right? So since time doesn't exist, the word become doesn't exist. Because it applies something that is not here, right? To become creates a distance between you and what you want to become, right? So drop that word. You are a guide already. Okay, do you agree that karma is something, what you do, that what you want to get, our action? So karma has actually been widely misinterpreted, okay, in this so-called earthly plane. So the way karma works is not that what you do in a previous life or what you do even a few years back, you get punished for it. Okay, because the idea that we have of karma is like we're getting punished for something. That's not the way it works. The way it works is like this, okay? You are energetically connected with something, let's say, right? And when you are energetically connected with it, you are vibrating in that certain frequency of that thing, okay? And when you're vibrating in that same frequency, you are going to attract the same stuff that that frequency is made out of. Do you understand? So let's say you were doing so-called bad things, because again, there's nothing bad or good. Everything just is. Everything is just an experience. We just label it bad, good, evil, and so on. Everything, it just is. But in this case, let's say you think of something that you did that was bad. Now, you automatically assume that you are having this karma, right? This is just an energy. This is just a frequency that you are carrying around, okay? In order for you to break free from it is to understand it, to observe it, and not repeat that frequency. The minute you do that, no more karma. Do you understand? But thank you for the question. Adam, hello, sir. Uh, about hell and heaven. It's only consciousness, not a place. So hell and heaven, again, I've said it even on 2 videos ago, was it? Yes. You create this in your mind. Okay? You are that powerful of a creator. And this is the way this operates. Okay? Um, this reality here is a very dense reality. It's a very heavy reality, which means that when we try to do something here, it takes a little longer. Time doesn't exist, but it takes longer in this reality because we came here to experience time in a linear fashion. Okay? But now what happens is when you cross over the other side, right? Whatever you think about happens instantly because time doesn't exist, right? So you instantly manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest. So let's say that you are somebody that believes in heaven and hell. And thank you, Sarah. And you believe in hell because you think that you were doing some bad things in this life. When you cross over, what's going to happen is you are going to create this hell. Okay? It's kind of like a hallucination. You are creating it. You're going to live this hell, believe me, because you just created it. You're going to snap out of it when you realize that it's you that created it. Okay? So, the good news is that no soul sleeps forever. Sooner or later, you will wake up. Okay? So, even though you're living in this so-called hell, you're going to snap out of it. And you're going to snap out of it quick when you realize how powerful you are. Okay? Having said that, there's always guides, there's always masters, there's always beings in the other side that are always there to guide you. Okay? The only thing you need to do is just listen, observe them. And if it feels right, follow. All right, beautiful question. So yesterday I adopted a dog from, Romania. In the pictures, I see this is my soulmate, and she is and I now hers. Yes, so your soulmate can actually be anything. You are so right about that. Doesn't necessarily have to be a person, because dogs have souls, do they not? Plants have souls, do they not? Right? That's awesome, beautiful. So, the heart is also a brain in a way, and remembers another soul, I believe. Yes, you're totally, totally correct. And actually, this has been proven again, even scientifically. I normally don't throw scientific stuff because I just, science keeps growing and evolving in baby steps. But having said that, you basically have 3 brains in your body. Okay? The first brain being your brain, of course. Actually, that's your second brain. Your first brain is your heart. And the reason I'm saying that is because when you are created in this physical reality, the first thing that is created is actually your heart. Okay? When you go to the doctor and they do that little heartbeat, that little, you're not even developed yet, but your heart is. Boop, 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 boop. Your heart, that's how they pick up the ultrasounds and everything else, right? So, your heart is your first brain. Your second one, of course, is your brain. The third one would be around the stomach area. That's why it is very, very important. Even when you want to connect these 3 together, you become a potent force. You become so powerful if you know how to connect those 3. Okay? And as a matter of fact, to give you an example, and this is true, by the way, for people that have had a surgery, like a heart surgery, and they had like a heart transplant, okay? Every time they've had a heart transplant, some of those people had memories, okay, of that person that died, because now they're carrying their heart. This is not a joke. You can look this up, by the way, okay? The reason for this is because the heart also has cells in it that operate like our brain. They do have memory, okay? This is how amazing this is. This is why when we talk about heart-brain coherence, when you put the two together, okay, to accomplish something or to manifest something, it is the most powerful force that you can come up with in this physical reality. Okay, you use your brain to project your thought. You use your heart to project the energy as an emotion. Okay, and then remarkable things happen. Thank you for sharing that. Hello, beautiful soul. Thank you, Sarah, for being here. Thank you for calling me beautiful. We are all ready. Are you, are me, and I am you. Yes, we are all in it together. Thank you, thank you. God is everywhere and everything. You got it. That's what I said earlier. Look around you, right? Cutting the cord with someone. If you want to cut the cord with someone, then just do it. If you have that connection or that inner wisdom or that inner knowledge to disconnect from somebody, just follow your intuition. Your intuition is always right. Okay. Having said that, let's get some more likes here, some more shares, because the more shares and likes we get, the more of a feeding frenzy we create here on TikTok, and the more like-minded people come on board, of course, and we create this beautiful community of like-minded people. My whole goal here is to raise the collective consciousness. Okay, it is to bring everybody up with me, because going up on my own, I feel a strong duty to bring everybody behind me, right? Everybody with me, I should say, and not leave anybody behind me. That's what I was trying to say. All right, let's go down, because you guys have some amazing comments here. Sarah, absolutely, thank you. Shahira, somehow you look, okay, somehow your look reminds me of Accident Green's philosophers. Do you remember from past life being one? I know I was a philosopher many times. Having said this, okay, now happens to me one day of my birthday in Greece. Yes, and indeed did happen. Thank you, Sarah, for saying that. Sorry, Shahira. I was a philosopher, yes. That I know for a fact. As a matter of fact, I was a philosopher in ancient Greece as well. It's not my first time being in Greece, of course. So, but this time around, I kind of put together philosophy with, I guess, spirituality, but in a way, philosophers were also very spiritual. Okay, especially Plato, if people understood him very, very well. Why we get old and die? The only reason, Joshua, the only reason why you get old and die is because when you were brought into this planet, you started observing what is happening around you. Okay? There's no reason for you to get old and die, believe it or not. And the reason for that is because your body is energy. You cannot destroy energy. You cannot create energy. Energy just is. And when you project your awareness towards it, you can alter it. You can change it. Believe me when I tell you, and you can look this up for yourself, okay, that there are people roaming around this planet as we speak. I don't want to say who or where. You can do your own research on this, right? That are already, in Earth terms, very, very old. I don't want to say a number because I'm going to shock some of you, but they have connected with this energy and they know how to use it. Okay, so once you change your focus, you can change anything. Time is man's invention. Yes, absolutely. I'm going down to see if any of my subs have said anything. Amelia, this man-made and only exists here on Earth. Time is man-made. 1000%, my wonderful friend. I totally agree with you, Amelia. Shahira, how do I improve my work job as it's not the way as I expected? Current economy affects my job. So, the way, this is a whole endeavor, of course, but the way I would go beyond this is to be grateful for having this job, right? And the reason that I'm saying this is because when you actually put gratitude in the picture, you're going to connect with this gratitude, and you're going to be getting more things that you're grateful for. Now, I get that, what you're saying here, right? The economy is affecting it, but instead of looking at the negative way, I would look at what positive aspects that this job has given me, right? And I would focus on those and put my energy on those. And the more you focus on that and be grateful for it, your opportunities of growth are going to come from so many different directions. And I would also connect with a feeling of abundance, because when you connect with a feeling of abundance, what is happening is abundance will come in your life in every form. Okay, that's the best way to deal with it, Shahira. Sir Goddess, thank you. Awesome, Amelia. Okay. Is love? Yes. Amelia, you're welcome. I love the way you guys are tagging one another. You guys are awesome. Any of my other subs here to say hello? Just going down to see. Katrina, it's time for us to all step into our power. Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, Katrina, we all have this power. Okay. The issue, if you want to call it an issue, is that a lot of us forgot how to tap into it. Okay. And the reason for that is because, again, when we come down to this planet, we start observing what others are doing. We start getting emotionally attached to situations and people and whatever is around us, right? And we kind of detach from ourselves and start getting attached to everything else. Have you noticed that some kids, when they come, they remember their past life, like, maybe until the age of 5, 6, or 7. There's a reason for that. The reason for that is because they're still connected with that energy that you were, with that person that you were. Okay, but they come here and they start observing what is happening, and slowly they disconnect of who they are, right? And they become what they think they become, which in reality, you don't change who you are, but you're changing who you are in this physical reality, I should say, or you're changing who you think you are. It is time to step back into our power. I agree with you. Katrina, thank you for inspiring us. Not a problem, my wonderful friend. Joanna, hello, my friend. How are you? Nice of you to stop by. That's awesome. Shahira, sorry for spelling mistakes. I meant ancient Greek philosopher in past life. Not a problem. I thought that's what you were talking about. That's why I even said about the Greek ancient philosopher. Definitely. And it's funny how sometimes we actually follow the same path in different lifetimes, right? And the path that sometimes we follow would be, in some cases, would be to the extreme, one opposite of the other, right? But in some cases, the paths that we follow when we reincarnate are very, very similar. Like in this one, I know for a fact that I was a philosopher, and now I'm kind of doing the same stuff here as well. Of course, my past life wasn't a philosopher. I'm talking about maybe like 3 lives ago, right? But having said that, we kind of fall into the same kind of umbrella sometimes, right? And we do similar work. So, yeah, that is phenomenal. Joanna, I'm channeling past stories. It's crazy when you know you are every character. Isn't it? It is crazy. It is totally mind-blowing when you realize that you are all those characters, Joanna, right? And this is the amazing part. This is why when somebody actually connects, when we do that self-inquiry, right, and you ask who you are, who am I? When you do the self-inquiry, the answers that come back to you are mind-blowing. I've actually seen people melt, like literally, like when I say melt, I don't mean like melt, but they melt emotionally. They start crying, they start like shaking, and the reason for this is because they actually feel this relief, right? It's like all this burden just melted away from them because now they know who they are and they realize that they are all those characters, just like you said. Love and light to you. Amazing. Do you resonate with Atlantis at all? Yes. Actually, even one of the great historians, Greek historians, had actually, he's the only one that wrote about Atlantis. This is the only record that we have. I forget who it was. Greek historian. I'm going to remember his name. But anyway, he's the only one that actually wrote about Atlantis. And it's a remarkable story. Joanna. All cried when I found out, but it was because of all the love. Yes. Totally right. So you were just like one of those people that I have also observed crying. Same thing happened to me when the first time I actually connected with what we call the I am, right? I had these goosebumps that just came all over me. I had tears come down, and I just had this relief of, wow, it's unexplainable. Thank you, Joanna. It really is unexplainable. You like to try to put it into words. The words don't do justice, right? You have to experience it for yourself. And my friend, I see that you have also. That's wonderful. Annie, wow. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Shahira, many people with NDE confirm your teachings. I suspect that they would. Having said this, a lot of people that have NDEs, like I said earlier, for a brief moment, they're going to actually create their own reality. So while every NDE is not the same, right? If you do a wider research on it, what you're going to find is they all go through a similar process. Do they all end up in the same spot? Of course not. You create your own reality, right? And but there are similar steps, like steps of you leaving your body and looking down. That's a very common step. Another step that is very common is to see the light, okay? To feel the love, to feel the warmth. That's another common step. Another one is you don't want to come back to your body, right? There are certain common steps. Some might experience an NDE and just see darkness, black, but again, it's temporary. Some might see some godly figure or whatever, again, that's temporary. Some might see demons, again, that's temporary, okay, because sooner or later they come into the awareness of who they are. But yes, thank you, Shahira. Jana, it was overwhelming. And in general, it is overwhelming when you go through that experience. It literally is, but at the same time, it is a relief. Okay, I've seen people that just have just, and by the way, their life has never been the same after that, right? Meaning, it has changed to always the better, right? They have grown, they have expanded, and when you reach those levels, what happens is you want to bring everybody with you, and you understand what I'm saying, Joanna, because you've went through it. So I know that you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Nope. Okay. Hello. What if you wake up and remember your old life and who you used to be in that life? So it has happened, believe it or not. It has happened for some people, and it's a mind-blowing experience. But I will tell you something on that. I actually had this discussion with a gentleman not too long ago, or actually yesterday, that was from California. We're discussing that too. He had done some research on his past lives, right? Because he actually wanted to do some energy work. and his energy work was again to dissolve whatever energies he might have picked up from all those previous lives. So when you do this kind of work, hi Camila, hi beautiful souls, and of course Mr. Awesomeness, thank you for being here, Camila. So when you do that kind of work, when you do energy work to balance yourself out in this lifetime, that's okay, right? But I have an issue, if you want to call it an issue, of people just trying to remember their past lives just for the heck of it, right? And this is where it could become an issue. There's no guaranteed time for when it was that you were last here, for example. All right, so let's say you do a past life regression, and all of a sudden you remembered a life that happened 10 years ago or 20 years ago, I should say, right? Something like that. You're going to have an issue like that because now you remember maybe your ex-partner or your partner is still alive. Maybe you have kids, maybe you have grandkids, maybe you have you remember your house, you remember your country, you remember where you lived, you remember where you worked, and all those are still there in the present moment, right? In that case, you're going to be torn apart between your so-called new life and your old life because you're going to want to reconnect with that one too. Okay, that I have an issue, and the reason for that is because you came here to specifically experience this life. Okay, and you came here to experience this life fully. So if it happens that you remember it on your own without regression, then that's a different story because, again, you made that decision before you come here to remember your life. Okay, there's two different things. So either way, if you can handle that kind of knowledge, then that's okay, right? For example, there are people that know 5, 6, 7, even 10 lifetimes back, and they can handle it, and that's fine. But you know, those 10 lives that they had back then doesn't really affect them right now because, I mean, the 10th life could have been like 500 years ago, 600 years ago, 1,000 years ago. Doesn't really affect you. That is awesome. Camila, thank you for sharing, my wonderful friend. Okay, so Joanna, my past life comes out in lessons. Okay, then I remember certain aspects of what happened. And that's okay when you do it like that. That's awesome. Because like this, you can pick up whatever it was that you need to pick up, whatever it is that you wanted to learn, and you move on. And that's okay. As long as you don't cling on to negative things, right? This is what we call the so-called karma, right? You're picking up those energies, you're bringing them here in a frequency, right? And a vibration, and then the universe just gives you the same things back. That's why we say, you know, avoid the karma, right? John, always moving forward, 1000%. You can always be in the present moment, and just the present moment actually is what propels you, what moves you. You're awesome. Thank you. All right. Katrina, I believe I had a past life in Atlantis, but I do not remember it. So, believe it or not, there are some people, the best way to remember that, there are ways, of course, to do it, but I would strongly recommend even like hypnotherapy, and I know somebody that does that kind of work as well. But anyway, you can remember it without that as well, if you know how to connect. Okay, and the way you do so is, again, you would have to be in still moments, in silent moments, connect with a presence that you are right here, right now, and enjoy more and more of that time and more of that space. Okay, and as you do that, you will have memories that kick in. Okay, and they're always first impressions that come to you. Okay, and when those first impressions come to you, some of them might be mind blown because the information that comes through and the visions that comes through could be very shocking for many. All right, Camila, feel free to like, share. Oh, you're awesome. Like usual, you are awesome. Thank you for being here, my wonderful friend. By the way, I miss you. We need to connect just for a quick chit chat, Camila, just to see how you are, what you're doing, what's happening. All right. Anything I missed up here? Okay, Knight. What's it mean when you're falling in your sleep all the time? You mean when you're dreaming and you're falling? Again, for most people, when they think of falling, they think of something negative, right? So it's a connection that you have with what this falling means. My interpretation, thank you, Katrina, would be totally that um, something is happening in your life at the present moment, right? And you are kind of slipping away from it. But then again, what it is up to you to figure that out, right? You're the only one that knows what kind of a situation you're going through right now. And if you see yourself as falling, most of us relate that as slipping away from whatever that scenario might be. Okay. Okay, did I miss somebody up here? I know that I did miss a few people. That's because I'm going down to see what my subs are saying. Joshua, is that black magic curse real or is it a myth? The black magic can become real once you start believing in it. Remember what I was saying about you create your own reality? Well, this is one of them as well. When we believe in such things, okay, what happens is we create them, we manifest them, okay? And while, don't get me wrong, there are people that can project energy, of course, and when you do project this energy, your intentions, of course, count, but to the other person that's receiving this energy, they can either be open about it or closed. If they are closed about it, that energy is not going to penetrate. Okay? Thus, that's why I'm saying you are the creator of your reality. If you believe in black magic, then it's going to manifest. Okay? It's as simple as that. Okay, let's go back down. Again, I'm going to take this opportunity to welcome everybody that's here. Okay? And if you're new, of course, just go right ahead and check my page. If you like what you see, you can also hit a follow and you can hit the little bell icon. So every time I upload a video, you can be among the first to get notified, of course, right? And right at the bottom of my page, you're going to find my link tree. You can tap on that. That's going to direct you to my website that I created for all you wonderful folks that wanted mentorship and all that beautiful stuff. And it's going to guide you to my other, thank you, Joanna, to my other social media platforms, of course. Also, some of you requested a Facebook group. Your wish is my command. I did create one. There's already a few members here that are part of it. Camila, I know you're one of them. So, having said that, it is a private group, so you would have to DM me, and I would have to send you the link in order for you to come in. Thank you, Camila. Okay. Otherwise, you can't really find it. Of course, I had to open up a profile called Unlimited You as well, but the profile from the group are separate. Okay. Now, and for those of you that wish to subscribe, this is your opportunity. While I am live, you can do so. Anybody that does and wishes to can have a quick 15-minute Zoom meeting with me, one-on-one, just to, touch base, right? And the topic that I was discussing earlier, for those of you that missed it, was again about mastering the energy. And what I was saying is that it is very, very important that we master this energy. Okay, and the reason for this is because there's two components, not just in this universe, but in every universe and in every reality that you're ever going to be in or are. You have consciousness or awareness, right? And you have energy. Now, everything around us is energy, including our body, okay? And we are the consciousness behind it. We are the awareness. And when we project this awareness onto this energy, we influence it. And we can influence it in ways that we are aware of, or in ways that we don't want, right? But it is very, very important to understand that we are the masters of this energy, right? Because in this reality, it's a very dense reality, it's a very heavy reality. And what happens is when you think of something, or when you want to create something, because time is linear in this reality, we experience a delay, okay, in whatever it is that we want to manifest. But on the other side, what happens is when you think of something, it gets created instantly, right? It's right there. That's how powerful you are. And this is why it's very important for you to master this energy in your thoughts, because you don't want to cross over to some other dimension, thank you, Sarah, and automatically create something that you don't want, like hell, for example, or demons, or a devil, or burning in fire, or whatever your mind might be thinking about. Okay, because when you create this, you're actually going to feel that you are going through it. But make no mistake, because it is an illusion pretty much. All right, and sooner or later you will wake up from it, because again, I've said it many times, you do have guides, you do have masters, you do have ascended masters, and all kinds of stuff on the other side that are always there to guide you through. All you need to do is to listen, right? But the same principle applies here as well. You have masters, you have guides, you do have all these wonderful entities around you, if you want to call them that, or beings. I love the word beings, that are always willing to work with you if you just stop and listen, including, of course, your inner being, your higher being, which is so powerful, so wise, so magnificent, that it doesn't need anybody. It is complete. Okay? That's why energy is important, folks. And that's why, if you've been following me for a while, you're going to see me that I've done all kinds of stuff with energy. I play a lot with energy. Energy, even like to move stuff, to telepathically communicate with people, to just create what I want to create. And that's the reason why. Because when you master the energy in this dense reality, in this dense field, all the other realities are nothing but a game to you. All right? Thank you, Sarah. They really, really are. It's not about taking a pen and moving it, for me anyway, right? If I want to move a pen, I'll just move it with my hands. I don't need to focus energy on moving it. But why do I do it? Because by doing that, I am also understanding how to use this energy to my advantage. And once I have this understanding, it applies to every dimension and every reality I might find myself in, right? This is what true mastery is. It's not about moving a pen. It's not about turning a light on and off. I can do that with my hands. I don't need to spend energy on it, right? It is about creating a reality and connecting with it and mastering the energy, so you can be a master in whatever dimension or reality you find yourself in. Because you will find yourself in other realities. And if you haven't mastered the energy in this reality, the other ones might be scary. Because when you cross over and you see a demon in front of you, you will not know how to handle that, what you see, unless you have mastered this energy. Do you see where I'm getting at? This is why it is very, very important to become an energy master. As a matter of fact, I don't even like the word to become. You are an energy master. Just tap into it. Find your power right here. You're all right, reaching that awareness and wanting to share. Yes, thank you, my friend. Okay, I'm going down to see, because I have some comments, so I'm trying to go down to my subscribers, of course, first. Let's see. Yep. Okay, we mentioned that, Joanna. Joanna, I was told if we must revisit the past, come back with a different perspective. And you were told correctly, yes. If you must revisit your past, first of all, you will come back with a different perspective, and you're right, right? Because you will feel moved by that experience. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing when somebody is having an NDE. I know Sarah had one. You had an NDE on your birthday, as a matter of fact. So that changed Sarah forever. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sarah. You had an NDE, and that changed you forever because all of a sudden you knew that you are not your body, and you knew what you are here to do as well. Kathleen, of course, I miss you too, and just sent a link, and I'm free. You're awesome. Thank you, Camila. Seems I know a lot, wondering why so. Because you've connected with who you are. That's why you know a lot. All right? And you have these instant downloads. Pastor Manuel, I'm going to come right back up. I got to see what Camila. If you believe in God, He's real. If you believe in curse, it's real. If you believe in love, you find it. Yes, Camila. You're 1000% correct, because again, you are a powerful creator. You are a powerful manifester. You are a powerful being. You are a being of love and light. So powerful, so magnificent that our brain can't comprehend that. And that's why when people cross over and they have these NDs as well, they can't bring all the information back with them because they've been exposed with that information, but they can only bring so much. And the reason for that is because our brain is not designed to carry all that information, unless, of course, we shut our brain off, right, by not paying attention to our thoughts and connecting with that stillness. When we do that, then we connect with everything once again. That's why it is very imperative to be still, to be quiet, and to just listen to whatever is coming through. I'm going to come back. Hold on. Shahira, can our family friend be our co-creators? Yes, they can. As a matter of fact, not only your families and your friends, but even total strangers that you bump into on the street, Shahira, are all part of being a co-creator with you. Okay, when you came down here, you came down with a soul group, like we say, right? So with this soul group, you exchanged ideas. You exchanged, it's like a game here, right? You said, okay, I'm going to play this role, you're going to play that role, and so on and so on and so on. The whole idea behind this is for all of you in that soul group to grow, to expand, and to evolve. Now, you can always break free from that soul group because you are the creator of your reality. Okay, so you don't depend on anybody. But yes, they are co-creators of it, 1000%. Katrina, you are awesome. You are awesome as well, Katrina. Thank you for that. Is there a proof? Proof? Proof comes from inner knowing. Proof comes when you sit and you connect and you are silent with yourself. That's all the proof that you need. For somebody that had an NDE, you cannot convince them otherwise. For somebody that had an out-of-body experience, you cannot convince them otherwise. Okay? For somebody that remembers past lives and who they were clearly, they don't need any proof. They have all the proof. You can't convince them otherwise. Okay? For somebody that has connected with their true being and can do remarkable things with energy and all that other stuff doesn't need proof, okay? Because they know what they can do. They don't need a scientist to back them up, because science, like I've said before, is taking small steps towards this, okay? Science is like a baby when it comes down to this kind of stuff, okay? And besides, science only applies to our physical planet, let's put it this way, all right? And only to a certain degree, because once you step out of this planet, even towards space, your science has altered. Your numbers have altered because everything operates in different ways. Now, can you imagine when you step out of your solar system? What does science have to do with it? Can you imagine if you step out of your galaxy? What does science have to do with it? Can you imagine when you step out of your universe? Because yes, you can step out of your universe. There are multi-universes around. What does science have to do with it? Do you understand how, in order to connect with the whole thing, you got to be the whole thing, right? But thank you for that, Rocky. That's what I'm saying. We've been conditioned to think that we need to measure things, Rocky. But not everything is measurable, right? You can't measure everything. To give you an example, do you know that we've only explored maybe 5 or 6%? I'll give you 10% of our ocean floors, right? Do you know what this means? This means that you have like a good 90% of the ocean that we have no clue what's under there, right? So how do you measure that? Just because you can't measure it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Of course not. We don't even know what's under Antarctica. We really don't. How do you measure that? You don't. You haven't been there to measure anything. There's no way for you to measure it, right? Does that mean it doesn't exist? Of course not. It's there, okay? So forget about trying to measure things. Just become aware of what's there. Sarah, thank you. Okay. Haley Nelson, love and light to you as well. Okay. I see you're communicating with Haley. Love and light to you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Haley Nelson. Thank you for being here. And Sarah's tag teaming you back and forth. That's all good. You guys are all good. You're very welcome, beautiful soul. Love that. Not about ego. No, absolutely. Camila, did you feel anything funny? I feel a lot of funny things, Camila. What did you feel? I felt that you sent me an energy ball, Camila. That's what I feel. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sarah, absolutely. Measure it to reveal it. Okay. Camila, can you tell me if you sent me an energy ball? Because actually now I want to know. Okay, Sarah, yes, I did. An ND on my birthday in Greece. Yes, you see? Thank you for sharing, Sarah. And correct me if I'm wrong, but your life changed ever since you had that NDE. Right, Sarah? Especially on your birthday. Mario, thank you for being here. All right. Be empowered. Okay, I had an NDE when my daughter was born. Thank you, Sarah. Life-changing for both of us. Yes, thank you for sharing that. It would be a life-changing experience for sure for both of you. Because believe it or not, even though you were the one that was having the NDE, you might have even connected with your daughter while she was born, even in spirit, even though you're both alive. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. Hi, brother. How are you, Mario? Nice that you're here. That experience changed me forever, Sarah says. And like I said, for every person that has an NDE, they always come back changed. Always. In one way or another. Some might find that they have abilities that they didn't have before. Whether it is telepathic abilities, whether it is abilities to heal, whether it is abilities to do any other so-called thing that we're not used to doing, right? But yes, you do come back with a different view on things, all right? And that's remarkable. Thank you for sharing, Sarah. High grade. I've had a severe spinal, deformity since birth. I sometimes wonder if it's carried over from another. So, this is the kind of work that I was talking about with this gentleman that I was speaking with yesterday in California. Okay, in his scenario, he goes back and he does life regressions, past life regressions, just so he can find if he's got any energetic blocks that he brought with him, and he tries to resolve them in that way. So when you operate in that manner, that is good, that is fine, because you are just working on yourself. And keep in mind that even all your past life experiences are happening in the now, by the way, okay, because that's how time operates in those dimensions. So when you bring them here in the now, you can resolve them. In your case, if you had a spinal disformity from a previous lifetime, and you carried that that energy with you when you were reincarnated, it would show up as a spinal deformity as well, okay? Because chances are you didn't have enough so-called time on the other side, thank you, Mario, to actually heal yourself, okay? So most likely what happened in your case is that you reincarnated very fast. Thank you, Mario. So in this case, when you reincarnate very, very fast and you didn't have that time to heal from a previous injury, you bring it forth into this lifetime as well, because you're just energetically in tune with it, and you haven't realized that you are in a new body. Thank you, Mario. And this is what happens, okay? So for you to actually resolve this, believe it or not, you can do it. It takes work, but you need to really get into the energetic part of you within you and build that energy and that love so much. And you have to actually be able to visualize and see this energy working on your spine, okay? And miracles can happen, my friend, because miracles do happen, so-called miracles, on a daily basis if you know how to work with them. What is an NDE? So an NDE is a near-death experience, okay? And believe it or not, they're more common than what people think. A lot of people go through NDEs. Some people, most of the time, they go through them while they've had some kind of an accident. Like in Sarah's case, she had one on her birthday because she was just simply crossing the street and a motorcycle hit her, right? And she fell down and all of a sudden she was out of her body, right? And she had an NDE. Other people, they could be going in for a simple surgery, right? And all of a sudden they lost too much blood, or something happened, their heart stopped, or their lungs collapsed, or whatever the scenario might be, right? And they have an NDE. It's a near-death experience where you basically see yourself, you see your body below you. In most cases, you always see yourself hovering, sometimes 3-4 feet above your body, sometimes from the corner of the room, and then from there you just leave that area altogether and you go to wherever it is that you need to go. Thank you, Mario. Okay, and in that case, everybody's NDE is different, because like I said before, you do create your own reality, and where you go from that spot is has a lot to do with you as well, in your connection to the other side. Okay, but there are certain similarities to near-death experiences, like leaving your body, seeing the light, being in the light, experiencing that love, that warmth. There are a lot of similarities like that. That's what an NDE is, okay? Sarah, I see, feel, hear, and smell things differently. Yes, and you would. And a lot of times you might even be connected with the other side. For example, Sarah, you might be actually uh, seeing a departed person, for example, somebody that has died in, let's say, a different country than what you are. And all of a sudden, as they die, their soul, right, visits you. And you see that soul, for example, you say your goodbyes. And then off that soul goes, and next thing you know, within a few hours, you get a phone call from somebody in that country and says, hey, so and so passed, right? So, yes, you do get all kinds of uh, remarkable things when you have NDEs, of course. Is it possible to manifest disasters in our life? 1000%. But when we are talking about disasters on a grand scale, okay, it's not just your doing. When we are talking about disasters on a grand scale, thank you, Mario, we're talking about our whole soul group being involved in it, okay, because we all have to learn from that experience. So believe it or not, a soul group doesn't only mean that you have like 5 souls or 10 souls. Soul groups can also be whole countries. Soul groups can be corporations. Soul groups can be um, uh, larger than countries in some case, right? So you all get together and you create this so-called uh, disaster. But yes, you definitely had help. Tattoo Art Super Mario. Yes, Mario's in the house, right, Camila? Lucy Carrier. Do we stay with the same family when we reincarnate? If so, we see each other on the other side. So chances are, yes, you do stay with the same family. Thank you, Mario. And the reason for that is because you like to interchange roles. So, for example, you might be the mother in this lifetime, and on another lifetime, your daughter, if you have a daughter, might be your mother, and so on and so on. And you exchange roles. And the reason for this is because you simply want to experience it from all those different angles. Okay, and sometimes you might come back as the same thing. Like if, let's say, you're a mother, you're a father, you come back and you're still a mother and a father to whatever child that was, right? So it all depends how you all together get together and want to experience this and how you want to grow and evolve, right? Wow, a lot of comments coming through. I love you guys. That is awesome. I have 62 new messages just sitting there. So I'm going to go down and see if any of my subs have anything to say here, of course, because they have first dibs on this. Shahira, have you had an experience without meeting someone in person? You know their appearance. Yes, I have. I've had multiple experiences like that. And sometimes I can have that experience even if I hear their voice or simply, yeah, most of the time, like their voice or just an image might pop in my mind. But yes, thank you, Shahira. And I bet you did as well, didn't you? That's why you're asking that. Mario, Camila, thank you. Okay. Camila, I'm just going down because I have a lot of comments. Love you guys here. Camila, I sent a wave of thought and love in the chat. That's what I thought. Thank you, Camila. That's why I said, did you send an energy ball? That's what I meant by it. In this case, you sent a wave of laughter, and you got it. Thank you, Camila. Everyone needs some of your knowledge in their life. Thank you for saying that, my friend. But what I'm saying, everybody actually has access to it if you just allow it to come through. Okay, we are all connected, all of us. There's not one person, even in this group, that is not connected. We are all connected. We just need to sit back and just listen, right? Understand the understood. I love that saying. Understand the understood. That's awesome. Going down to see Mario. You're awesome. Badge, okay. Going down. Shahira. A few weeks later and got shocked. Yes, Camila, that would be the case. I agree with you. And Phoenix, I had one when my son was born. I remember hovering around the ceiling and looking down. Just exactly what I was saying earlier. Thank you for saying that, Phoenix Awakening. Yeah, that is very, very common when somebody generally has a near-death experience. This is exactly what they would experience, exactly what you just said, Phoenix. They generally hover sometimes 3 or 4 feet above their body. Sometimes it could be, just around the corner of the room looking down. Sometimes it could be even from higher, right? So, thank you for sharing that, Phoenix. Okay, I saw my dad. Sarah, you saw your dad. So you saw your father when he died, okay? And you weren't aware that your father had died, but you saw him and you knew that he had died. And then what happened after that? Did you get a phone call from somebody? Because I take it that your father was not in the same country, right? Mario, thank you. I never got to be in at his funeral. Thank you for sharing, Sarah. So he was in a different country. Demar, so do I need to have kids to come back? You don't need to have kids to come back. No. You can come back regardless. And the reason I'm saying that, how many souls are born, how many people are born even as babies and they die even at birth, right? They choose to come right back. So, no, you don't need to have kids. Saskia, okay, I have no contact. I have no contact when my mother passed away. We have a fight. Do I see her when I cross over? 1000%. Yes. Every time. Doesn't matter if you had a fight here. Okay. You got to keep in mind that these arguments that you had, this fight that you had, it is a staged fight. It is a planned fight. It is something that you and her had to experience in order to grow and evolve from it. Okay, that does not mean that when you cross you're not going to see her, because on the other side your emotions are dropped. You don't have the same emotions. The emotion of hate, the emotion of discord, the emotions of just in general, those bad emotions are long gone. The only emotion, true emotion you feel when you cross over is that of love. Why is that? Because you are a being of love and light. And this is what, when people cross over, what happens, the being that they find out there, that a lot consider to be God, doesn't matter who you consider it to be, they feel this instant love, because that's the only emotion that really overpowers everything else. Okay? So yes, you will see her. Hello from AG. Aquatin Jafar. Where is that? Honestly, I'm not familiar with that area, but thank you for connecting. Aquatin Jafar. I'm not familiar with that area. Thank you for connecting, my friend. Yes, my brother called me to give me the news. So when your father passed, you saw his soul, right? But then your brother called you and told you that he passed, and that was your confirmation, Sarah, right? So your father was in a different country, and your brother called you, but first you had seen him when he passed. Thank you for sharing that amazing story, Sarah. Catherine, hey, do you have telekinesis tips? I have all kinds of tips, especially telekinesis. I work on telekinesis quite a bit. Thank you, Sarah. And the reason why I do it is, again, when I started this topic, I was talking about energy and becoming an energy master and how important it is, right? So the importance of it all is not for me to move a pen. It is for me to connect with the energy and become its master. And once you do that, you are the master of energies all around the place. Doesn't matter what dimension you're in. and this is why I'm teaching this stuff as well, because when you cross over, for example, or whatever other dimension you find yourself in, you're going to find the density of those dimensions is going to be a lot lighter than what it is here, which means that you can manifest things instantly, quickly. And if you haven't become an energy master, like I call it, right, you're going to find things on the other side that might freak you out. They might scare you. They might, whatever the scenario is, but in reality, there's nothing to be afraid of. It is you that has manifested that. That's why I'm saying it is imperative, it is important that you realize that you are the master of this energy. So you just simply can be a master in no matter what reality you find yourself in. Okay? But I love playing around with pens, cups, whatever I find, just because it also grounds me to my energy, right? So the best tip you can have on telekinesis is to connect with whatever object it is that you want to influence. Feel this connection as if this object is a part of you, okay? And once you can feel this connection, it is a lot easier for you to influence it, all right? Tanya, do you offer a mentorship program individually? Yes, you can check out my website actually, and those are under Nonda's one-on-one. You can see there's a program there, but you can book any program really. But those ones are the ones that are really the one-on-ones. Okay, so to find my website, you can find it right here on my page. You can hit the link tree. When you hit my link tree, the first one that pops up is my website. It's called My Site 2, and you click on from there. The other ones are actual other social media platforms. So you can find the information there, Tanya. And Irina, is it? Do we usually get reincarnated in this planet or other planets too? So that is your choice, believe it or not. Sometimes you do come back here multiple times, for that matter, but again, the decision is totally yours. Do you reincarnate in other planets? Definitely. Definitely you do. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put it to you this way, okay? You know how we've been looking for life in Mars or this planet or that planet or any other planet? Well, let me tell you something. All those planets are actually populated. Thank you, Mario. They are all populated with life. Okay, it's just we don't see life from our perspective because we expect to find life the way we see it here. But just because we don't see it the way we see it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Okay, so all these other planets are busting with life, but it's just you need to shift your focus. You need to shift your reality in order to see that life as well. Okay, it is like one universe overlapping the other, or one reality overlapping the other, and different things are happening all at the same time. So you can choose to reincarnate wherever you want to go, 1000%. And just as universe alone is so vast, is so brilliant, you have countless of stars, right, with countless of planets that can sustain life even as we know it, right? There's countless of civilizations. You can pick and choose whichever one you want to go because we are all connected, okay? All of us. Hello. Okay. Sarah, thank you. Tanya, do you offer a mentorship program on an individual basis? I'm combating a rare medical condition. So Tanya, yeah, the way you would do that, you can go on my website, like I said, on the one-to-one. You're going to see it. It's called Nonda's one-to-one. You can find out that information. Okay. And as far as the medical condition, I would even drop the word combating. Okay. That's the first thing that I would drop. Just looking at it And the reason I'm saying that is because we need to understand that everything is energy, right? And even the words that we use and what we write indicates our vibration and where we are vibrationally, okay? And even the word combating is something that I would definitely change from that. Okay, Tanya? Love and light to you, my friend. Shahira, don't forget to like, friends. We need to spread love and light. Thank you, Shahira. It is all about love and light. Tracy, I had a dream. My dad died, but when I woke up, it was my pet rabbit died. Why dreamt that way? Um, you know, it is very, very funny how souls connect with one another, and it is very, very, very funny how energies connect. And sometimes we try to rationalize things, but there is no rational explanation, right? The only thing that I can tell you is that somehow, somewhere, all right, your dad and that rabbit are connected, okay? And that connection is evident because every time we actually dream of something, it is happening in a different dimension, like I've said, or a different reality, okay? So when you actually see a dream, it is not just a dream, it is a reality that you are in, okay? If you notice your dreams, something that you can notice is uh, you never really see your face, do you? You never really see your body, right? But you know that you're there, right? You know that you have a body. You know that you're there, but you rarely see it. Why is that? Because you are in a different dimension as a different being, but the I am that you feel right here is the I am in that dream as well, okay? So-called dream. Awesome. Harry, most things you have to find out for yourself. Yes, Harry, totally agree with you, my friend. You do have to find for yourself. I was far, but felt very happy when my father died. So, chances for that is because you had that connection when your father died and you knew that he was in a place of peace and a place of light and love. That's probably why you felt like that. Okay. Camila, of course. Hugh, thank you for the subscription. Love and light to you. I want to thank you for subscribing, my friend. Having said that, anybody that does subscribe, just like you, if you subscribe and you want to connect with me, you can have a 15-minute Zoom meeting one-on-one, free, of course, right? Just as a thank you for subscribing, okay? And again, I want to thank everybody that's here. And for those of you that are here for the first time, welcome, of course. And you're always free to go and check out my my website as well, but my page, I mean. And if you like what you see, you can always hit a follow, and you can also hit the little bell icon, so every time I upload a video, you get notified. Okay. And as I was saying, my website is on that link tree. You can hit that link tree. You will find my website and my other social media platforms. I also created a group on Facebook. It is a private group. Anybody that wishes to join that will have to DM me, so you can I can send you the link actually, and then you can connect through there. All you need to do is copy and paste. Okay. So, any other questions? Any other comments before I close? Because I have been speaking for a while now, and that's all good. But I do want to say that I enjoy all of this wonderful interaction that I have with all of you. I do enjoy all of it. I really do. And on that note, I guess I'm going to close off, and I'm going to say thank you again to everybody for being here. No matter what you do, be the greatest you, right? Love and light, of course. And again, always remember that everything around us is energy. Always remember that you are the consciousness behind it. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Hugh. And always remember that you being the consciousness behind this energy, you can influence it to do literally whatever it is that you want it to do. This is how powerful you are, regardless of what we have been told, regardless of how we were brought up and what background we came from. All that doesn't matter once you realize how powerful you are. None of it matters, okay? You are not a victim. You are a powerful creator. You are a powerful manifester. You are a powerful being of love and light, multi-dimensional for that matter, okay? So, love and light to all, no matter what you do, be the greatest you. Camila, feel free to call. My friend Nodas, yes, I shall send you a link and we can connect briefly. I do have a couple people, 2-3 people maybe to connect to. But we will. Thank you, Camila. And thanks to everybody for being here. Love and light. Bye for now.